Tonight on Nightline, on the threshold, we join Barack Obama on the campaign trail at a critical moment. He's still ahead in the polls. Is he about to become the nation's first black president? And fighting back, John McCain says the pundits in polling are wrong and that he will still win the White House. Our cameras are there as he tries to keep the red states red and win over some of the blue. Plus, the verdict. George Stephanopoulos is back with the Nightline report card on the eve of this historic election. Is anybody still undecided?
From the global resources of ABC News, with Martin Bashir and Cynthia McFadden in New York City and Terry Moran in Highland, Indiana, this is Nightline, October 31st, 2008.
Good evening and happy Halloween. I'm Cynthia McFadden. We begin tonight with a note on the economy. Wall Street finished one of the most turbulent months in history on a positive note today, with the Dow closing up 144 points. A sigh of relief, perhaps, but don't be tricked. October was anything but a treat for investors. In fact, the Dow suffered its biggest monthly drop ever, down more than 1,500 points. It's this troubled economy that may, in fact, drive many voters to the polls Tuesday. My co-anchor, Terry Moran, was on the campaign trail today with Barack Obama in Indiana, a state Republicans typically claim, but this year is up for grabs.
The Obama campaign rolled on today, Iowa this morning, and tonight hitting the battleground state of Indiana. Wait a minute. Indiana, a battleground state?
Indiana, I just have two words for you. 4 days.
What is happening here in the closing days of the campaign is nothing short of a political earthquake. Obama has put Indiana in play, and that is as big a sign as any in this campaign of how he has spread the map, thrown John McCain and the Republicans on the defensive.
You know, Malia and Sasha, each year, every year, they've got trouble deciding what they want to be for Halloween. But John McCain didn't have that problem. Just like every year, he's going as George W. Bush.
Indiana, as rock-ribbed a Republican stronghold as any in the country. George W. Bush beat John Kerry here by 21 points in 2004. The state has voted Democratic once in the last 16 elections in Lyndon Johnson's 1964 landslide. And just look at the place. Farmland stretching to the horizon. A landscape dotted with small, tidy towns where people are proud to call themselves conservative and traditional values reign. Seriously, Hoosiers is Sarah Palin's favorite movie. If John McCain cannot win in Indiana, he almost certainly will lose this election. What happened?
How many times has Barack Obama been in this state?
Since January, tonight he'll make his 48th stop in Indiana.
48 times?
Yes.
And how many times has John McCain been through here?
His numbers, I think he has been here twice. Sarah Palin's been here 3 times.
We stopped in Indianapolis this morning and talked with Jonathan Swain, one of the Obama campaign's top guys in Indiana. And he told us that Obama's competitiveness here proves the old line is true. 80% of success is just showing up.
So it's effort in part.
Yeah, well, I certainly won't underestimate that. In all 92 counties here in Indiana, Hoosiers were hearing from Barack Obama volunteers doing what Hoosiers haven't seen for most of us in our lifetime, and that's a Democratic candidate for president coming into the state and actively asking them for their vote.
You have voted.
Need any help getting to the polls?
Well, that's just really terrific.
The Obama campaign field office in Broad Ripple, north of Indianapolis, was a beehive of activity this afternoon. It's one of 44 offices the Obama campaign has opened in Indiana. There are 200 paid staffers in the state, 80,000 volunteers.
The organization that he's put together on the ground is just amazing.
Over at the McCain state headquarters, there was a lot of hustle and bustle, too, and despite the determination, some concern here.
Are you surprised at all at the fact that this race is so close here right now?
You know, I'm not surprised. This is a difficult environment for Republicans. We've got, you know, the war, the economy. Hoosiers are falling back to their conservative roots, and they're voting for the conservative candidate. That's John McCain. He's the one that wants to cut taxes.
There's another reason Indiana is in play this year.
I was kind of taken aback by the remarks that Senator Obama made the other day, because they don't reflect my experience. You know, they seem kind of elitist and out of touch and talking about people who live in small towns and rural areas throughout America.
Remember last spring?
She's a skilled politician, and she's run, so far, what Washington would call a textbook campaign. The problem I have, and the disagreement we have, is with the textbook itself.
The Indiana Democratic primary in May was one of the fiercest battles between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Both candidates saw it as utterly crucial. Clinton won it barely.
Senator Barack Obama.
But the contest forced Obama to reach out across the state for weeks, and voters here got to know him.
Here in Indiana, it was actually a great thing for our party. It energized our voters, it energized and brought more people into the process, got them engaged for the first time. And after the primary, May 6th, just a few weeks later, the Obama team, looking at Indiana, made a very good strategic decision, and that was that we think we can put Indiana in place.
So for the first time in decades, national Democrats are courting Hoosiers. And Hoosiers, plenty of them, surprisingly enough, seem to like it. The Fair Oaks Dairy is off the highway a couple of hours north of Indianapolis. It's a neat place. You can see calves being born here all day. And the cheese is really good, too. And listening to Hoosier voters here, including Ron and Sherry Lau, we sensed a lost opportunity for John McCain.
The McCain in 2000, the Straight Talk Express McCain would have gotten us to vote for him. But I don't know what happened to him in the last 8 years, but he's not the person that I thought he was before.
Behind the counter, wearing an elegant cheddar cheese curd Halloween costume,
I am cheese curd.
Lee Sampson told us she was undecided, but leaning.
I usually vote Republican, and I'm shying away from that.
One big factor for her, Sarah Palin.
I'm not impressed. Don't pick a woman because she's a woman. And I think that's an insult to women.
But her colleague, the lovely pirate Carly Fuchs, she's sticking with McCain.
I have a boyfriend that's overseas, and that I think that they should finish the war. They should finish what they started, and that's one thing that really... First, I was looking at Obama like, new guy, this looks good, but I don't know. It's just something doesn't seem right.
Barack Jr., that's what's up.
So it's trick or treat in Indiana this campaign year. Barack Obama was out for Halloween in Chicago with his 7-year-old daughter, Sasha, and he got a little ogreish with a news crew following them.
All right, guys.
Hi, Senator.
You got a shot.
You coming straight?
Right, okay.
Coming straight?
Guys, come on.
All right, we're moving.
Let's get back on the bus. Come on.
Barack Obama! And then he came here, Highland, right outside of Gary, the traditional Democratic stronghold in this state. Urban, industrial, largely African-American.
How's it going, Indiana?
It's all part of the Hoosier puzzle this year. And if Obama can put it together, he very likely will put this election away.
Now, this state remains an uphill struggle for Barack Obama. Many of the people we talked to here today still, in the end, think Indiana will tilt red, as it has so many times before. And then there is that subterranean factor of race. No one knows how big it is, but we should report something that happened today. As we headed into the Obama field office in Broad Ripple, we heard quite clearly, quite loudly, shouted at us from a passing pickup truck, somebody holler, "Vote McCain, you're white." Now, no one knows how big that factor might be here or across the country, but right now in Indiana and in so many other places, it is a fight to the finish. Cynthia?
Absolutely, Terry, our thanks. Now, next week, Terry will be out with the Obama campaign, and I will be out with John McCain. We hope you'll join us. When we come back tonight, John McCain gets a little added political muscle in Ohio.
Approximately 2 out of 3 people being treated for depression still have depression symptoms. Talk to your doctor. If your antidepressant alone isn't enough, one option your doctor may consider is adding Abilify. Only Abilify is FDA approved to treat depression in adults when added to an antidepressant. Learn more about Abilify. Call your doctor if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Elderly dementia patients taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion on Abilify, as these may be signs of a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it. In some cases, extreme high blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Other risks include dizziness upon standing, seizures, impaired judgment or motor skills, or trouble swallowing. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of adding Abilify if an antidepressant alone isn't enough.
What's going to happen to the gas guzzlers, the monsters of the road? All the utility in the world isn't worth much if we can't afford to drive them. So, why not have utility and efficiency? The Hyundai Santa Fe, with all the features you want in a CUV, plus 24 miles per gallon.
Get 0% financing for up to 36 months and up to $3,000 bonus cash on a 2008 Hyundai Santa Fe.
Nicolette Sheridan and NERD, Jimmy Kimmel Live, all new, coming up on ABC.
McCain, Obama, the White House. For an election this historic, only ABC News, turning the crossroads of the world, Times Square, New York, into your super election headquarters. Charlie Gibson, Diane Sawyer, George Stephanopoulos, ABC Election Night.
The Oregonian. Jeff Merkley has no independence from the liberal wing of the Democratic Party's line on anything of importance. None. On anything. Higher taxes, bigger government, special deals for special interests. One-party rule where the extremes dominate doesn't work. Gordon Smith is a moderate who stands up to both extremes. Gordon Smith, moderate for Senate.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
We turn now to the campaign of John McCain. The Arizona senator was in Ohio today, where voters have picked the winning candidate in the last 11 elections. In fact, no Republican candidate has ever won the presidency while losing Ohio. But the latest state polls show Barack Obama with an advantage. Tonight, John McCain turned to one of the Republican Party's stars for an added boost, as David Wright reports.
Tonight in Ohio, John McCain rolled out a secret weapon. Arnold Schwarzenegger joined him on the campaign trail and received easily the longest ovation of any at a McCain rally so far. The people here seemed like they'd love if he were on the ticket.
My fellow Ohioans, you all look terrific. You look all pumped up. You look ready to elect John McCain president of the United States.
The California governor may seem as out of place in Columbus as, well, a Terminator in the 20th century. But there is a connection. A reason President Bush got him to campaign here, and the other President Bush did too. Columbus is where Schwarzenegger won his first Mr. World competition, and where he hosts an annual bodybuilding convention each year, the Arnold Classic. In Columbus, Arnold is practically a hometown hero.
That's why the next Arnold's Classic, I want to invite Senator Obama, because he needs to do something. He needs to do something about those skinny legs.
Schwarzenegger said McCain, by contrast, is built like a rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, I only play an action hero in my movies, but John McCain is a real action hero.
Schwarzenegger was the big finish for McCain's two-day swing through the Buckeye State. But even in Schwarzenegger's most loyal constituency in Columbus, the bodybuilders, there are still plenty of doubters.
Last time I did vote Republican, but right now the issues are completely different.
I have to decide soon before Tuesday comes.
Schwarzenegger aside, for McCain, the last 2 days must have seemed like a trip down memory lane. A bus trip, of course, through small country towns, the nip of autumn in the air, and all the glorious colors that brings. For an aging warrior, one last hill to conquer.
There's just 4 days left. The pundits have written us off just like they've done before. But we're closing, my friends.
He knows he's behind in the polls. He knows his time is running out. And he knows he has nowhere near the cash to make his case. But McCain is slogging it out. One small town, one voter at a time. Back to basics. Campaigning on a shoe shine and a smile. This small town trip through Ohio is reminiscent in many ways of the bus tours through New Hampshire all those months ago. When the pundits had written John McCain off, he came back to victory. Today he's hoping the same is possible in the general election. McCain's closing argument is all about the two Joes. Joe the plumber, who joined him on the campaign trail yesterday.
Joe's with us today. Joe, where are you? Where is Joe? Is Joe here with us today? Joe, I thought you were here today.
For part of the day, anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joe the Plumber and the next President of the United States, Senator John McCain.
Helping McCain make the case that his economic policies would be better for the average guy.
And everyone's always, last couple weeks, people have been asking me who I'm going to vote for, and I kept on telling them it's going to, be between me and the button. And as far as my vote, it's going to be for a real American, John McCain.
And there's the other Joe.
Let's get back for a second for Joe the Biden.
Thank you, folks. Get up.
The vice presidential nominee, whose prediction America's enemies will want to put President Obama to the test, gave McCain an opening to talk about his foreign policy experience.
I've been tested, my friend. Senator Obama hasn't.
The two Joes have helped McCain close the gap here in Ohio, in small towns like Steubenville, birthplace of Dean Martin.
He's going to defend our country. He's going to defend our troops. He's going to take care of us veterans. And he's going to lower our taxes and be there for the working man and women of this country. That's what I believe in.
McCain is a realist, but he's also tenacious. This morning he told ABC's Robin Roberts that win or lose, his running mate, Sarah Palin, has a bright future in the Republican Party.
I think to a large degree as vice president or...
Later he told ABC's Charlie Gibson that win or lose, he'll soldier on.
There are two scenarios in this, then. There's a win scenario, a lose scenario. So let's talk about both and start with winning.
Let's not talk much about the other one.
Okay, all right, we won't.
Come election day, he said, he'll have no regrets.
We fought the good fight. We have fought the good fight. I have served my country all my life, and this has been a humbling experience to be able to have the opportunity to serve. Now let's go win this election and get our country moving again.
For John McCain, there are 4 more days to determine where he'll continue to serve. And Ohio may have a big hand in deciding whether that's in the Senate or the Oval Office. I'm David Wright for Nightline in Columbus.
The importance of Ohio, our thanks to David Wright. When we come back, George Stephanopoulos is back with the Nightline report card.
Here at this modern-day watering hole, this urban Serengeti, it's man meets reptile.
So, Lucy, what are you doing?
Just a little online shopping.
You should check out Geico.com, get a free rate quote. If you like what you see, you can buy it online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Cool.
Remarkable. Oh, no. Did you hear something?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Vegetables need more time in the sun ripening and less time on the stove being overcooked. So to make Campbell's condensed soup, we don't boil it down. We just add less water from the start.
So many reasons it's so good.
This fiber, I'd had my fill. Then I found Miralax. And Miralax relieves constipation with no bloating, no excess gas, no taste, no grit. You'll see, it's clearly different.
Restore your body's natural rhythm with Miralax.
Sunday, the most powerful men in the Obama and McCain campaigns face George and break down what's really going on behind the scenes and inside the campaigns. In the final hours, the high command of both campaigns with the inside story, only on this week's Sunday.
Kate Brown has the right experience and is best prepared to be Oregon's Secretary of State. Brown offers bipartisan leadership to get our economy moving again. And she'll conduct rigorous audits to make sure tax dollars are spent on our priorities. And Kate Brown cracked down on initiative fraud and will make sure those who break election laws are prosecuted.
Under my watch, we'll always have elections you can trust.
Kate Brown for Secretary of State.
Steel, auto, airlines.
What do these industries all have in common? Hundreds of thousands of lost jobs and union bosses who helped to put them out of business. If you think the economy's bad now, it could get worse. Union bosses are pushing their own bailout bill in Congress that could force employees to pay union dues against their will. Economists say it will cost jobs and damage the economy. Fight the Employee Forced Choice Act at employeefreedom.org.
Two candidates for U.S. Senate. Who can't we trust with our money? Wrong. It's Gordon Smith who can't be trusted with our wallets. $48 billion for Iraq's reconstruction, $18 billion in tax breaks for big oil, a $10 trillion national debt. That's Gordon Smith's record. Jeff Merkley is the change we need. Middle-class values, balanced budgets, a rainy day fund. He's for us. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
Jeff Merkley's desperate attacks, sleaziness, says Reinhardt of the Oregonian. His claims, laughable, says the Register Guard. Not true, says the Oregonian. Jeff Merkley, false attacks, desperate campaign.
Dave Brownlow, too liberal, wants President Bush tried for war crimes and favors abolishing prisons. Dave Brownlow, just too liberal.
Nightline continues from New York City with Cynthia McFadden.
Just 4 days to go now until the election. Today's ABC News tracking poll shows that Barack Obama's advantage over John McCain opened up slightly, 1 point to 9%. But Senator McCain tells ABC News that he is closing that gap and will in fact win on Tuesday. Is he running out of time? ABC News Chief Washington correspondent George Stephanopoulos is back for the Nightline report card. George, more than 15 million Americans have already cast their ballots in early voting, so let's start there. Is this election over before it's even begun?
Well, if I answered yes to that, I'd be setting myself up for the biggest Dewey defeats Truman moment on Wednesday. If things go in a way they don't seem to be going right now, most of those early voters have gone for Barack Obama. But set aside the early voting in the polls and take a look at it this way. We just finished the worst month in the stock market in 10 years. We're having the worst year of job losses in more than 15 years. You know, more than 90% of the country thinks we're going in the wrong direction. We haven't seen those kind of numbers in 30 years. And President Bush has the lowest approval ratings and highest disapproval ratings of any president since polling began. You take any one of those factors, and that would be enough to defeat the candidate of the incumbent party. To overcome all of them would be astonishing. It would be politically miraculous.
Well, George, how can anyone still be making up their mind?
Well, it's hard to know exactly how many undecided voters there still are, and it depends on who you talk to. The McCain campaign believes that universe of undecided voters could be as high as 10%, and that they are disproportionately white, women, elderly, Bush voters who could break towards McCain. The Obama campaign believes it's a smaller universe and that they're split kind of evenly between those who lean towards Obama and towards McCain. Our own polling shows that only about 2% of the country is truly undecided. Those people are highly unlikely to vote. A bigger universe of 5 or 7% of the country who might go either way. We see them leaning a little bit more towards McCain, but not by as much as his team says.
So, George, last night you said there was going to be maybe a Friday surprise, as there usually is. Has this race got one more surprise left in it?
Well, it didn't really happen today, but boy, this race has had so many surprises. Look at just a year ago, John McCain was left for the political dead, and he came back and got the nomination. 4 years ago, Barack Obama was a state senator from Illinois. He hadn't even been elected to the Senate. He defeated the most famous Democrat in the country, Hillary Clinton, to get the nomination, raised more money than anyone has ever raised. To even be in the position that he's in right now is a huge surprise. So I don't want to rule out any surprises because we've seen so many in this election. We still have, 4.5, 5 days to go into Election Day, but it would take a really, really big surprise to put John McCain over the top right now.
As always, George, our thanks. We'll be back with you next week, of course, and you can offer your own insights on these campaign issues by clicking on the Nightline page at abcnews.com. And George will have top strategists from both campaigns as his guest Sunday on This Week. We hope you'll watch. When we come back, what happens when Halloween and this historic election collide?
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Netflix.
Netflix interviews, take one.
Oh, Netflix is the best.
With Netflix, you can never be without a movie. Just go online and choose from over 100,000 DVD titles.
They've got it all.
With Netflix, there's no late fees.
No due dates.
You can keep the movie as long as you want.
And now, as an added bonus to your DVDs, watch some movies and TV shows instantly on your PC for no additional fee.
I'm definitely a Netflix fan.
Netflix. Get DVDs in the mail fast. Plus, some instantly on your PC. Go to netflix.com/TV to start your free trial.
If you have high blood pressure like me and get a cold, you need cold medicine with a heart. Only Coracetin HBP has a heart right on the box. It's the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure. Coracetin HBP, powerful cold medicine with a heart.
Extra bacon, no lettuce, no tomato.
That's me.
Could have had a V8. 100% vegetable juice, with 3 of your daily vegetable servings in every little bottle.
Tonight, it's Jimmy's Halloween Spooktacular with Desperate Housewives Nicolette Sheridan in a killer costume that's to die for. And a performance by NERD that's so good it's scary. Emmy Award-winning Jimmy Kimmel Live, all new, coming up on ABC.
He's devoted his life to keeping kids off the streets.
Made me become somebody, now I have a dream.
But his own home doesn't stand a fighting chance.
Just keep punching.
This week, we're in your corner, man. ABC Sunday, 8/7 Central, with the help of 3 boxing legends.
I just wanted to be part of this.
You'll get a ringside seat to the biggest knockout of a makeover yet.
Most beautiful house in the world.
ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition, all new Sunday, 8/7 Central, after a new Funniest Videos on ABC.
With all that's happened to our country over the last 8 years, the greatest risk is for things to stay the same. The people of Oregon deserve a senator who's ready to change this country. Fixing our economy, reducing the cost of health care, fighting for the middle class. Jeff Merkley, Senate.
I'm Jeff Merkley, and I approve this message.
When it comes to Oregon ballot measures, who do you trust? Teachers, firefighters, and nurses, or Bill Sizemore? Sizemore committed racketeering and fraud and makes money by getting measures on the ballot. Sizemore's Measure 64 would hurt our nurses and undermine firefighters' ability to help in emergencies. And Measures 58 and 60 take local control away from our schools. Sizemore's measures have unintended consequences that would hurt us all. Vote no on Sizemore's Measures 58, 60, and 64.
In these tough times, do we want a governor who would deny unemployment benefits for laid-off workers? Republican Dino Rossi has voted repeatedly against unemployment benefits, leaving families with no help at all. Rossi voted to cut the minimum wage and said if he was elected governor, he would actually lower the existing minimum wage, hurting those most in need. In these tough times, Dino Rossi is not the change we need.
The Oregonian, Jeff Merkley, has no independence from the liberal wing of the Democratic Party's line on anything of importance. None. On anything. Higher taxes, bigger government, special deals for special interests. One-party rule where the extremes dominate doesn't work. Gordon Smith is a moderate who stands up to both extremes. Gordon Smith, moderate for Senate.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
Rhonda in the morning, Rod at night. K2 Storm Tracker weather.
And so it is Halloween, not a national holiday, though if you have little kids or even not so little ones, you may wonder. Perhaps like me, you had a chance to trick or treat with your family and friends earlier tonight. I was a decidedly non-political catch-up, escorted by a Dementor from Harry Potter. But in this election season, politics seeps into everything, it seems, even Halloween, from Regis and Kelly this morning to a Charlie Brown spoof on Jimmy Kimmel last night, as you'll see.
You know, I think you're rather attractive.
Oh, say it ain't so, Joe. I try to change it up every day, so don't get used to this outfit. It's borrowed anyway.
What's that? Look, Sally, look! There it is! It's the great...
Woo, betcha. What the
You could find the candidates everywhere, from pumpkins to costume shops. As for the candidates who have children of the trick-or-treat age, well, they stayed away from politics. Meanwhile, at the White House, a decidedly nonpartisan message, at least from the dogs. Vice President Cheney's two pooches, Batman and Robin. Not to be confused with Bush and Cheney. Woof. Halloween 2008. And finally tonight we close with sad news. The passing of Pulitzer Prize-winning author Studs Terkel. Terkel was known for chronicling the travails and triumphs of America's working class. 3 years ago, Ted Koppel interviewed Studs Terkel for this broadcast.
I know my epitaph, curiosity did not kill this cat. Because I always was curious about something, and I suppose curious about this world, of which I'm one of 3 billion or so people who also share this curiosity but don't express it as I do. I have a case of logorrhea, you know. I talk a good deal, perhaps too much.
Studs Terkel dead at 96 years of age. Our sympathies to his family. That is our report for tonight. I'm Cynthia McFadden. For Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and all of us at ABC News. Good night, America.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Join me tonight with Nicolette Sheridan, Craig Robinson, music by NERD, and our 6th annual Half and Half Halloween costume pageant. We take half of one costume and half of another costume, and it comes out like this.
I'm Ugly Yeti.
Ugly Yeti.
I am Whoopi Iceberg.
Whoopi Iceberg.
Christina Aguillermo.
Christina Aguillermo.
Lil Cam Jong-il.
I'm Darth Raider. I'm the Jolly Green Jesus.
All new Half and Half Halloween costumes tonight on a very special Halloween edition of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Back in 2 minutes.
Protesting is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to my apartment?
What?
What?
Need a moment?
I thought you were a believer. Someone who wanted to blog about their ideals.
I love blogging.
Chew it over with Twix.
To build the nation's fastest 3G network, it took 3 years, billions of dollars, and some of the most powerful technology of its kind. Of course, what you do with all that speed is up to you. The iPhone 3G. On AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network.
When it seems your life is totaled, what burger can bring you bliss? Oops. Mushrooms wrapped in melted cheese and a gentle Angus kiss. 'Tis the sweetest thing from Burger King. New steakhouse, shroom and Swiss.
Everything about you is unique, including your skin. Discover Aveeno Positively Ageless with a breakthrough shiitake complex. It works with your skin's unique chemistry, and it's shown to reduce the look of lines or wrinkles while you sleep. Aveeno Positively Ageless.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Like our newest $5 footlong, the Freshalicious Chicken Pizziola. Just $5.
At Subway.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight, Nicolette Sheridan. From Zack and Mary Make a Porno, Craig Robinson. Our 6th annual Half and Half Halloween pageant. And music from NERD. With Lito and the Cletos. And now, this
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong, like our fresh toasted Black Forest ham with cheese and our newest $5 footlong, the Fresh Delicious Chicken Pizziola. $5 footlongs, all day, every day.
At Subway.